pay advertising model. Meanwhile, Apple was fined $571 million after the European Commission found that it failed to adequately inform consumers about alternative services outside of its App Store. Both companies have criticised the decision and say they'll appeal. Commission officials say the fines have nothing to do with current trade tensions with Washington and follows an investigation that's been in the works for over a year. William Denslow, Brussels.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy, Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Yep, here we go again. Another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Welcome to a Thursday, the 24th day of April for 2025. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, ready to start your day the right way. All of your news, weather, and news sports that you need to get started here today. Going to be talking about an honor for Nebraska pitcher Luke Broderick, as he's been named to a watch list by the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association. We'll tell you about that coming up. Huskers getting ready for their big weekend series at Maryland this weekend. Meanwhile, the Nebraska softball team, they're going to be playing a weekend series at Washington. Hastings College baseball team in action this weekend. They're going to be on the road playing at Doane. Hastings College women's soccer team, they're going to be playing at home in a big, did I say soccer?
You did say soccer.
I didn't mean soccer. I meant softball.
What season is it?
Yeah, Hastings College softball team going to be playing a big weekend series against the Doane this weekend. We'll tell you about that coming up. Hastings High boys soccer team lost for the first time on the season last night as they dropped one to a Bennington in the championship game with the Eastern Midlands Conference Tournament. Got some high school baseball to tell you about, NBA playoffs, and the NHL playoffs continued last night. So all that and more is coming up during the next hour or so. Also going to be hearing from Danny Bus Boom Kelly talking about the Husker games this weekend and their match against Kansas on Saturday. Also, we'll check in and talk with Russ Kindig. He is with the Hastings American Legion baseball program. They've got their annual steak dinner fundraiser type event coming up next week, and we'll talk about that and all the information you need to know about the fundraiser. So all that and more is coming up here on this Thursday morning, the Thursday morning edition of Huddle Up today.
And Shane's already chiming in. He's noticed that we've got the Bills attire on. It is a very important holiday for football fans, new and old. NFL Draft Day today as the reshaping of the future starts today. Cam Ward, in all likelihood, a 100% lock, going to go to the Tennessee Titans to be their next quarterback for the future. The big question is, what's going to happen with pick 2? Will Cleveland trade? I think all signs are pointing yes to potentially pick up some more draft picks and maybe trade that second pick away. Who's going to want to win the Travis Hunter sweepstakes? That kind of some burning questions as we wake up and get going here on draft day. And no, Shane, the Bills are not going to be trading a pick to the Kansas City Chiefs. I actually have the Chiefs moving up a little higher. You might know that it would be one pick if the Chiefs and the Bills were to trade, so there wouldn't be a whole lot of ground to gain there. I've got the Chiefs moving up a little bit earlier in the draft to get some help on that O-line. We'll talk much more about that as we move along through the show. But happy draft day to you, Mike Will. Happy draft day.
Now that you mention it, I guess I woke up this morning and it just flew by me that today was draft day. But now as we get on and I see your Buffalo Bills attire, I said, oh yeah, it's draft day today. So I know you and your buddies kind of sit down and you have a little competition. Mm-hmm. How'd that go? You got your mock draft to figure it out?
Yeah, I feel good about it. I put together picks 1 through 32, including potential trades and who's going to move up and trade for those particular draft spots. And so, we went through it all. Dakota went really quarterback heavy, which is Not shocking. He had the Raiders trading up a couple different times to grab some players. I think that's pretty ambitious for Vegas and their budget to make as many moves as he thinks they're going to make in the first round. But hey, the NFL draft is all about starting over and dreaming a little bit. I'll give you just a few highlights if that's cool with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've got the first round pick here. Cam Ward obviously is going to go number 1. I have the Washington Commanders trading up to that Cleveland spot. I think Washington realizes the NFC East is within reach, and so I've got them trading up and grabbing that multi-talented athlete in Travis Hunter, being a big addition to the Commanders. I got the Giants taking Shadur Sanders at pick 3 to get their QB for the future. Your interest would be the Kansas City Chiefs. I have them trading up with the LA Rams to move up a few picks to go get an edge rusher out of Marshall named Mike Green, who had an incredible pro day. And then my Bills at pick 30. Their biggest need right now is defensive back. And after they get picked 3 defensive backs, I think they'll go ahead and take another defensive back in the 4th round. That's the glaring hole right now. I'm looking at kind of availability. Trey Amos, a defensive back out of Ole Miss, is going to be there in late first, early second. I think they pull the trigger and go get Trey Amos. But I'm looking at, Kansas City to trade up. Let's see, Chief Indorf chiming in. I don't have the Steelers taking Jackson Dart in round 1. I think Dart will be a quarterback that's going to be hanging around there in round 2. I think that's when Pittsburgh makes a move and goes up and grabs Jackson Dart. So I've actually got them, Chief, getting a defensive tackle from Oregon, Derek Harmon, in their first round pick. Of course, this could all be completely shredded by the time pick 2 rolls around and Washington doesn't trade up, and my entire fantasy draft strategy is blown to hell. But yeah, it's fun to dream, and we like I said, we go correct picks. We go the team making that correct pick, the correct pick itself, and if you have enough points at the end of the day, you get to go up on the beer board. So that's all the competition is. It's not for a whole lot of stakes. We can't do the draft mobily, and it might be another year before we do the draft mobily because we'll have news out of the Nebraska legislature. A real snoozer of a 3-hour debate yesterday of just hearing the same old comments about mobile sports betting. Oh my God, the kids are gonna suffer so much, live in poverty. They can't bet. It's going to be bad. People will turn into state to addicts because that's happened everywhere that mobile sports betting has been a thing. Yeah, same old debate. It actually ended 1 vote shy of overcoming a filibuster. So no mobile sports betting this year. You're going to have to continue to do it illegally on your phone and give the money to Puerto Rico because they need it. Sigh.
Yeah, I've been doing it for years. Yeah, so
same old.
Yeah, state senators, you don't have anything on us. Hell, I've been doing it on my phone for, I suppose 5 years.
Oh, I'm approaching 10.
I might be at that. Yeah, I might be 10 years too.
Yep.
So it's been going on.
We might have the same guy.
Yeah, we probably do. I think we do. Probably have the same guy. So. Yeah, what's these state senators doing? Why are we spending so much time debating this topic? Mm-hmm. And I think you just mentioned it there. We got some whiners. Anything that gambling comes up in the state legislature, it's like a massive push to get it to move off of of center.
And they go wake Tom Osborne up from his nap and say, Hey, Tom, can you go talk at the Capitol again? We need you to put down gambling again.
Yeah, just pull out your same folder you've been talking about.
It's the same arguments. Yeah. And we're broke. We're getting more broke every year. Like, we're like, hey, how do we come up with this money to do all these state services? And every year gambling's like, hey, hi, over here.
That's funny. We have gambling on our phone, and we're going broke.
We've got trucks of money that could be coming into the state. I would rather, if I'm going to lose, because I'm going to lose, I'm an awful bettor. We know this. This has been widely covered on this show, and it's been documented on this show. I'm on page 3, baby. I am a great bettor. So if I'm going to bet anyways, I'd rather my betting go to Nebraska and actually see some benefits from it rather than some offshore account in Puerto Rico just chilling, sipping margaritas on the beach.
Yeah, I agree. Every time I go to the casinos in Council Bluffs,
Sure.
I don't have to go there as I usually do because it's just up the road now. But it's always on the wall what our money goes to.
Yeah.
In the state of Iowa, I just shake my head and walk down the hallway. That was before we got our casinos.
Back when it used to be, you go to a casino in Iowa and it was 75% Nebraska plates.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, huh. Well, now we've got these casinos, and the casinos are great, don't get me wrong. But there's still some stipulations and some things we need to flatten out, like not betting Nebraska on a college football Saturday, especially when you got a state full of rabid Husker fans and we're an underdog. And not only do we want to cheer for Nebraska, we want to make a little money too. Can't do that at the casino because it's a Nebraska football game, and you can't bet in-state college football teams. That's the stupidest rule I've ever heard of. And we can't bet it mobily. I'm sorry, it's a college football Saturday. The line shifts. I'm not going to have time to drive up to Grand Island to go make that sports wager. I have to do it from my phone. I have to have alternative means. And we would have had that had the legislature pulled their head out of their ass and made some decent legislation. But alas, here we are.
So instead, we just continue doing what we've been doing for the last 10 years.
Yep.
And that's bet on our phone.
And that's get a text about every 3 months saying, hey, your limit's been reached.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you like to make a payment? No, not today.
God, I didn't think we were going to get started on that. I'm going back
to riled up, baby.
Yeah, and I was going to chime in on your draft board. You're talking about the Chiefs needing offensive line help, which I agree.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got us picking an edge rusher.
Yep.
So I don't. Were you talking on that? We need offensive line help, and now our first pick, you're going to say we're going to pick an edge rusher?
According to the way my draft ran down,
don't we have an offensive lineman up there to pick?
There isn't enough value that I don't. I mean, the Chiefs are going to have to go up if they want to get an offensive lineman. I've got them going up slightly to get an edge rusher. I think that will help solidify some of that defense. But yeah, your bulk of the work is on the offensive line.
Yeah, we need
and
massive
after
help.
Let's look at after the first 10. After the first 10, the stock of these offensive linemen drops considerably.
We got the cash.
So you got to move up and draft an offensive lineman, which I think you will. Ultimately, I think you will. I just didn't know exactly where to put you. L.A. seemed like a good trading partner with Kansas City in that particular spot. I felt like you were really running out of options in the first round. I think they'll trade ultimately higher to grab an offensive lineman, maybe a top 5 guy off the board.
We have to.
Yeah, that offensive line has so many holes.
After that debacle in the Super Bowl, if we pick somebody else with our first pick other than an offensive lineman, I'll fall over. Yeah, I'll fall over. What pick do we have?
Oh yeah, you're sitting at 31.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to move up.
But you're gonna have to move up. I got you moving up slightly. You know, I wouldn't hate like a Josh Simmons if the Texans pass on Simmons. Josh Simmons out of Ohio State. I think that could potentially be a fit for you. But you look at the offensive linemen. I mean, Kelvin Banks in Texas is projected to go into the top 10. Membow from Missouri projected top 10. Campbell from LSU. All these guys are top 10 projected. So you're gonna have to move up pretty quickly, and that's a lot of moves to make to go grab an offensive lineman. You know,
I think
it's not a sexy play. I think it's the needed play, but it's not sexy.
Oh, it's sexy. Oh yeah, it's sexy if we can grab an offensive lineman. And one of the top 10 offensive linemen in the draft. Yeah, that's sexy. That's sexy for me.
Right?
Yeah, so we'll go up and, the draft gets underway, and who knows? Who knows? I think Cam Ward is solid at number 1.
Yep.
And then who's gonna take a number 2 pick? Cleveland is there, but Cleveland has so many holes to fill.
Right.
That they might be looking for some additional
I don't think one player
picks.
is going to do it for them. I think that they trade for a package of draft picks, which is why I've got like teams that are on the cusp, like a Washington, right? I think Washington's maybe one or two players away from making that a team that can run for the Super Bowl, especially after what we saw from Jaden Daniels last year. So I have Washington making a huge push, jumping all the way up to that 2 spot and getting Travis Hunter.
All right.
We'll see.
See what happens. NFL draft gets underway tonight, so it'll be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all week. So it starts with the first round tonight. It's in Green Bay this year, by the way.
Lambeau.
Lambeau Field. So the NFL draft will be the major thing going on. You can follow it even when we're done here at 8 o'clock. We've got draft day coverage and throughout the weekend on the network. So stay with us here on Extreme Sports. We'll keep you up to date on all the moves that will be going on today. I'm sure there'll be a lot of them to get ready for the draft. And then when the draft starts tonight, we'll have a complete coverage here on our net. So stay with us here on Extreme Sports. 24 hours, lock us in. We'll have the latest on the draft. God, it's already 7:15. We got off on a gambling tangent, and we just kind of lost it there, didn't we?
Amazing how that happens on a program that runs VSiN.
Yeah, we like gambling. We like gambling. What happened to your camera?
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, your camera is
not cooperating today.
So, IT guy, is he still in Colorado?
He is.
Does he have us on in the lobby again?
He's got us on in the lobby.
and working on your camera again?
So.
All right. Anyway, you ready for news?
Let's do it.
I didn't know if you had your hands
I'm in the dark, but we'll go ahead and rip it.
Yeah, I didn't know that if you have your hands in your computer or what you're doing there. So
nope, we'll roll them.
All right, 7:16. Listen to Mike and Tyson here this morning on Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
We'll start at the Hastings City Council, where residential properties located within eligible Hastings redevelopment areas can now utilize micro-TIF to help cover the cost of renovations. Members of the City Council approved the resolution to establish the expedited review of redevelopment plans for small projects programs in Hastings in their April 14th council meeting. The micro-TIF program will begin June 1st and be limited to 15 applications per calendar year to prevent staff from being overwhelmed with new work. Micro-TIF is a financial tool that collects the difference between the property taxes paid before and after the micro-TIF project and returns that money to the applicant to help offset costs for the project. Meanwhile, in Grand Island, a northbound motorcycle lost control west of the intersection at North Road and Stolly Park Road, leading to the death of a 21-year-old Jose Mendoza of Grand Island. The incident happened around 6:45 Tuesday night. A preliminary investigation shows Mendoza lost control on the curve and crossed the road and crashed into a power pole. The Grand Island Police Department Accident Reconstruction Team continues to investigate the incident. The Buffalo County Sheriff's Office has requested the assistance to investigate the death of an adult inmate at the Buffalo County Jail. At approximately 4:15 Tuesday afternoon, an adult male was located unresponsive in his cell. The inmate was transported by paramedics to CHI Good Samaritan Hospital, where he was subsequently pronounced dead. He was identified as 38-year-old Jet Henderson of Kearney, who was being held in custody on 6 charges of terroristic threats. At the state capitol, mobile betting will likely be on hold for at least 2025 as lawmakers fell 1 vote short of the nods needed to overcome a filibuster. Nebraska lawmakers debated a proposed constitutional amendment, that would let voters decide in 2026 whether to legalize mobile sports betting, as 30 other states have done. While sports bets are currently allowed in person at casinos, the amendment would permit betting via mobile devices. Supporters argued that the state is missing out on a truckload of tax revenue as Nebraskans are forced to bet mobilely in Iowa or through illegal sites, arguing that regulating mobile betting could help address future budget deficits and give the legislature control over how it's implemented. Opponents continued to raise the same old concerns about social and financial impacts of gambling addiction. Well, after 3 hours of debate, the resolution was 1 vote short of breaking a filibuster and likely will not return this session, but could be revisited before the 2026 election. It is now coming up on 7:20. Let's head back over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Well, Nebraska pitcher Luke Broderick has been named to the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association Stopper of the Year midseason watch list. Broderick enters this weekend series at Maryland, tied for 6th nationally, as one of 13 closers in the nation with at least 9 saves on the season. The junior holds a 2-1 record with 9 saves, with 27 strikeouts in 19 and a third innings pitched in 17 appearances this season. The Nebraska-Maryland baseball series will get underway on Friday. First pitch will be at 5. Huskers are 19-22 on the season. They're 7-11 in the conference. The Nebraska softball team will play at Washington this weekend. The game on Friday will get underway at 8 o'clock. The Huskers are 33-11. They are 12-4 in the league. Hastings College baseball team will close out the season with a 4-game series at Doane this weekend. The softball team will host Doane in a doubleheader on Saturday at the Smith Complex beginning at 1. We'll have the action on Extreme Sports beginning with a pregame show at 12:45. Hastings High boys soccer team lost to Bennington 4-3 last night in the championship game of the Eastern Midlands Conference Tournament at Lloyd Wilson Field. It's the first loss of the season for the Tigers. Hastings is 11-1. The Hastings High girls beat Waverly 1-0 in the consolation game. The Tigers are now 4-8. Both teams will play at Northwest on Friday. The Adams Central baseball team will play in the Triangular today with North Platte and Maxwell. The Patriots are 11-4 in the season after Tuesday's 11-1 win over Centennial. High school baseball action from yesterday. Kearney beat Lincoln Southeast 5-4. The Bearcats are now 12-8. Grand Island beat Lincoln Pius by the score of 5-0. The Islanders are now 12-5 on the season. We'll get you the NBA and NHL playoff results here before 8 o'clock this morning. So hang in there as we recap that. 7:21 now on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
We're starting off this Thursday morning with a few area rain showers, and those rain chances will continue not only through today, but tonight as well. Even some rumbles of thunder. The bad thing is even though we have rain chances really all the way through the rest of the week and the weekend, it looks like it's going to be hit or miss. Today we'll have a high of 66 overnight tonight, a few rumbles of thunder. 43 is the overnight low, 61 on Friday. Then as we head into the weekend, we'll stay in the 60s and 70s.
Right now, as you wake up, get going, we have cloudy skies, east winds at 6. Tim stands at 56 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
Get ready, race fans. Cam Raceway is teaming up with Extreme Sports for an electrifying season of high-speed, dirt-slinging, adrenaline-pumping action. Every race night, we're bringing you live video coverage straight from the track, so you won't miss a single lap, pass, or photo finish. From non-wing warriors to cage karts, flat karts, and the A-class wing beasts, we've got it all. There's nothing like the roar of the engines, the smell of burning rubber, and the rush of dirt flying action right in front of you. So get to the track and experience it live. But if you can't make it, don't sweat. Extreme Sports has you covered. Buckle up, because this season is going to be fast, fierce, and unforgettable. Make sure you like and follow Extreme Sports on Facebook to get all the latest updates, and we will see you at the track.
All right, Mike Welch, Science Center Product with you on this Thursday morning, the 24th day of April, 2025. Thanks for joining us. We got into the gambling discussion early today.
A little bit.
So we blew off the results from last night. So quickly in the NBA playoffs last night, Boston beat Orlando 109-100. The Celtics lead the series now 2-0. Cleveland beat Miami 121-112 to take a 2-0 lead in their series. Houston knocked off Golden State last night 109-94. That series now tied up at a game apiece. Tonight, the New York Knicks will play at Detroit, and Denver is at the Los Angeles Clippers. Both series are tied at one game apiece. Oklahoma City is at Memphis tonight. Oklahoma City leads that series 2-0.
And on the ice, the most exciting game last night, the return of Gabriel Landeskog for the Colorado Avalanche was spoiled in overtime as the Dallas Stars knock off the Avs by the score of 2-1. Dallas takes the 2-1 lead in that series. Washington extends their lead over the Montreal Canadiens 2-0 after a 3-1 victory. And the LA Kings continue to look impressive offensively. They outpaced the Oilers 6-2 last night. LA takes a 2-0 series lead. Tonight on the ice, the St. Louis Blues return home, facing a 2-0 deficit to the Winnipeg Jets. That start in St. Louis, in central United States, is an 8:30 puck drop. Assholes. We have the Wild and the Vegas Golden Knights. They are tied at 1 apiece. They will get set for game number 3 at 8 p.m. on TNT. Your early games in the Eastern Conference. The battle for Florida. Tampa takes on Florida. Panthers holding a 1-0 lead over the Lightning, and the Maple Leafs could extend it to 3-0. They have that battle in Canada against the Ottawa Sens. That matchup set for 6 p.m. on ESPN2. Toronto trying to lead off to a 3-0 lead in that series.
So St. Louis tonight is at 8:30.
I don't like it. I hate it.
8:30 starting time.
I hate all of it.
All right, so that brings you up to date on the NBA and the NHL playoffs. By the way, a Golden State Warriors star Jimmy Butler took a hard fall late in the first quarter last night, suffered a pelvis contusion.
Ouch.
That forced him out of Game 2 against the Houston Rockets last night. Butler is scheduled to undergo an MRI in San Francisco today. Losing Butler after 8 minutes was a crushing blow to the Warriors, who lost, as we mentioned, 109-94, as Houston even up the series now at a game apiece. But Jimmy Butler crashed down last night. A pelvis contusion.
That sounds painful. I wanted to put a quick RIP out there. Stephen McNeil from the Chicago Bears, Super Bowl 20 champion with the Chicago Bears back in the 80s, passing away after a battle with ALS. This coming in late last night. Stephen McNeil, one of those Chicago legends within the sports fans community out there, infamously calling out umpire Angel Hernandez when he was asked to sing the seventh inning stretch, the "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Took the opportunity to call out home plate umpire Angel Hernandez. Will forever live in the hearts of the Chicago sports fans. Stephen McNeil passing away with the battle from ALS.
Another NFL note today: free agent wide receiver Tyler Lockett is headed to Tennessee, signed with the Titans on a one-year, $4 million deal. Could be worth up to $6 million. The Seattle Seahawks released Lockett back in March, ending a 10-year run with the Seahawks. He's the second most prolific pass catcher in franchise history. It was a salary cap move. So Lockett is heading from Seattle to Tennessee. And now the Titans have the number one pick. Cam Ward is probably going to Tennessee. So
funny that they're loading up the wide receiver room.
Now notice how that happened on the eve of the draft. Tyler Lockett is going to Tennessee. Also, the Lions have made a move. They have agreed to a 4-year, $86 million contract extension with All-Pro safety Kirby Joseph.
Okay.
He's going to be the highest paid safety in NFL history, $21.5 million per year. Entering his fourth season with the league. Lions selected him in the third round of the 2022 draft. He led the NFL with 9 interceptions last season. So Kirby Joseph is in the mix for Detroit. He signs a big extension, $86 million, $21.5 million per season now as a safety. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. Lions, that's where Dakota has the Travis Hunter sweepstakes going. He has Detroit reaching up and grabbing Travis Hunter, and we were both kind of along the same line of thought process here. We both said Travis Hunter is going to go to a team that, hang on here, do that. The phone there. Travis Hunter is going to go to a team that's kind of on that cusp of making that move. As Russ Kindig now joining us via the phone as we finish up our NFL draft talk and get set to talk some American Legion baseball and a big fundraiser coming up right around the corner. Good morning, Russ.
Good morning.
Russ, you're a big San Francisco 49ers fan. The 49ers have a lot of holes to fill. Where do you guys go in the draft this year?
I am hoping cornerback or offensive tackle. I would be just fine with Will Johnson from Michigan or the tackle from Ohio State or Texas. I think I'd be good with maybe even the Missouri guy, but some of them are going to be gone by then.
All right, we're talking with Russ Kindig, not with any draft analysis here. What we want to talk about is your annual fundraiser that's coming up next week. It's the steak dinner that we have each and every year. Talk about it. Give us the specifics. What's going on next week?
Right. So our steak dinner is our biggest fundraiser for Legion Baseball every year. We kind of did some math last night at our meeting for the players to see how many we're going to have. And if you take our cost of what it takes to play on a Legion team, makes about $21,000. Well, that barely covers the hotel rooms when we go to all the tournaments. So this steak dinner really offsets most of our expenses and keeps us one of the less expensive teams in the state when it comes to playing. When we get into the Metro and get into some of those bigger tournaments, those guys are all staying at home. We're paying for hotel rooms for our players to stay in, meal money, that kind of stuff. So that's the biggest thing it goes towards. We've got a batting facility that's as nice as anybody in the state also that we keep improving to. So those are kind of the things it's going to. But you've been there, Mike. Tyson, you better be there this year. It's a really fun night. A lot of different live auction, silent auction, raffles, a little bit of everything, and it's all from the community. Our community's been great to us to allow us to host it and make money on some of the things that they donate to us.
Russ, you mentioned the community support and those donations for some of the raffle items and some of the live auction items. What are some of the highlights that people can take home from the steak dinner?
Sure. So this year we've got some really great live auction items. First, I need to say J.M. Eagle is our corporate sponsor. They gave us a nice donation to be our corporate sponsor. I'm telling you guys, the outpouring from our community is unbelievable. When it comes, not very many people say no, and I know how tough things are right now. But our live auction items, we've got a South Dakota cabin that someone donated. Southern Hills donated a golf membership out there. And we've got Pirates and Rockies tickets, which I've been keeping an eye on if Paul Skeens is going to be pitching. So hopefully that would be a big one. I'm probably going to bid on that one. Looks bad when a committee member, the guy in charge, wins the live auction item probably, but I don't really care. I want to see that guy throw. I want to see O'Neill Cruz. I want to see Brian Reynolds. I'm not really a Pirates fan, but I don't know, gotten liking them a little. We have baristas downtown. My little brother bought that From Bar and is turning it into a barista. They've donated a rental for us there. We've got a house down in Arizona that we've been donated by Jake Teal. Volleyball tickets, which are always a hot one, by Niall Dragoo. We got tickets to the Waste Management up in a skybox, open bar, open buffet for lunch and breakfast. That's always a really good one for us. We got the Duncan Field skybox, so anybody that wins that gets to sit in the far east skybox. We usually kick Mike Will out of there if he's in there, and they can sit in the air conditioning for those 100-degree days in the summer. It's kind of a nice one. And then the Sodbusters have given us some concession stand money to go with it, so that's been really nice from them. What else do we got? Wine and cheese tasting. I know Mike would be up for that. And then as part of our program, we ask the parents to help in the press box, either announce games or, thank you, announce games or run the scoreboard or keep book. And we're going to live auction so you don't have to do it. So one parent can win and opt out by paying for it. Believe it or not, I think that's going to be a big one for us. Usually the dads don't care. The moms don't want anything to do with it. And for me, with 5 kids, if I'm doing the scoreboard, I'm like, yep, honey, you can have the kids. I'm going to go sit up in the air conditioning. So I think that's going to be a good one. But then Thermal King has made a couple really cool metal signs. I can't tell you everything, guys. Man, there's a bunch. One that I didn't mention on our live auction, I think everybody around here has heard of Mike Bovey. He's going to give batting lessons for up to 4 kids for an hour.
Wow.
He's also going to do some fielding lessons. So if you want to learn what everybody's teaching in the majors, you'll know it. So I think that'll be a really good one for us too.
All right, this is a fun event. I've been to it, like I said, the last couple of years. A real fun event. A lot of things going on. Russ, give us the details. Where's it going to be? What time? And more importantly, where do you get tickets?
Yeah, so it's going to be May 1st at the City Auditorium, so next Thursday. We will open the doors at 5:30, get things going. About 7, we will we make our own steak dinners. We got non-committee volunteers that just love to help us out, and we cook our own steaks. We do all our food. It'll be a steak dinner with potato, salad, everything, and then Mike Boyd has donated it's a really fun night. But May 1st, 5:30, the doors open, and we'll go till we're done.
Do I know the auctioneer this year, Russ? Or
we may all know him as a really, really strong color guy in football named Jimmy Purcell.
Good Lord. So Jimmy's coming back. He'll be blessing
I did mention, though, Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say Jimmy's going to bless us again on the stage.
Yep. If you want to buy tickets ahead of time, we're selling them at the South Burlington 5 Points Bank and our 5 Points out on the North Branch. If you want to buy tickets, but they are the same amount at the door if you want to go there.
All right, so again, that's the steak dinner, the fundraiser for the Hastings American Legion baseball program next Thursday night, May 1st. And again, things get underway at 5:30. Make sure you're there at 5:30 because that's when all the fun starts. Isn't that right, Russ?
Oh yeah. We got everybody likes the little mini raffles we do. Those are always hot. There's a lot going on that we pack into a little amount of time.
Russ, one last thing before we let you go. You gave us a lot of flack this year during our Blazing 5 college football and pro football prediction show. Is there plans in the works? Are you going to join us next year to be a guest picker and go up against us after all the flack you gave us this season?
Absolutely, I will. And I should say before I go Cubs, go.
Well, all right, Russ. Well, thanks for joining us. We weren't interrupting you going through and get the coffee line or anything this morning, did we? Or
you were 100% correct. I swung through baristas and got my coffee. Yes, sir.
I thought so. So, all right.
It wasn't quite as super stealth, yeah.
All right. Have yourself a great day, Russ. And again, we look forward to seeing you next week at the fundraiser at the City Odd. So.
All right. Yep. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yep. Russ Kindig again from Hastings American Legion baseball program. Again, their fundraiser, the annual steak dinner, is coming up next Thursday on May 1st, City Auditorium in Hastings. 5:30 doors will open up. All kinds of stuff, as Russ mentioned, bid on. Walk away with some good items there, and it's a good social time. The baseball folks going to be on hand. Coaches and players, Legion baseball program is going to be on hand. So it's always a good time. So come on out and join us. We'll be there next Thursday.
Great time. Great times indeed. And then he had, of course, threw that subtle Cubs jab in there right towards the end. Thanks for that, Russ.
Oh, yeah, right at the end. Right, jabbed you right where it hurts.
He's got good stuff, though. I mean, the Pirates rock ticket, and he's right. Like, neither of us as NL Central baseball guys are, like, big fans of the Pittsburgh Pirates, but they're hard not to be a fan of based on the talent that they have. I mean, Paul Skeens is the best pitcher in Major League Baseball right now, just in his second year. O'Neal Cruz is doing stuff on StatCast that players wouldn't dream of. I mean, he crushed a ball, 116 exit velocity last night, went for 466 feet. The dude is just a phenom at that shortstop outfield position. He's kind of a hybrid player. Really love watching O'Neal Cruz. So we could get into bidding war, Russ, for those Pirate tickets for sure for that series against the Rockies. And yeah, you hope the stars align and that Paul Skeens is able to go that day. It's like baseball tickets are tough because you like we got in the mid-'90s the home run chase with Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa. You know, we get Cards Royals tickets in hopes that you get to see Mark McGwire crush a few. He was off that weekend series and had a rest day. So we drove 5.5 hours to go just watch a Major League Baseball game. Didn't get to see Mark McGwire, but it's always kind of a gamble. But you love being there's no bad day at the ballpark. I told a radio guy down in Lex the same thing. He's a big Rockies fan and went out to the Coors Field, and I think they got swamped like 13-4. 4-13 is their record, anyways. They got handed, and he was saying, well, the game was kind of a dud. And I'm like, there's no duds when you're at the ballpark. You're watching live baseball, baby. Shifting gears from the baseball field to the track, we got a comment coming in from Jim Schleicher about the field for the Bosselmans. That was drawn yesterday. A 9-horse field, and I can't wait to talk Bosselman with Jim tomorrow morning because this field is loaded. Arthurian, the horse that I cashed in on a few weeks ago on my birthday weekend in the Dowd Mile, he's rocking in the pole position in the 1 spot, so he's going to have the rail. You've got standards that we've talked about all season long. Mike, Tennessee Moon, drawing out of the middle. He's in the 4 spot. You've got Drive Happy, Absolute Chaos, a couple horses that we've talked about. Subsidize is going to be coming off the outside. And here's a thing, like, I can't remember a horse with this kind of history getting shipped into Fawner for a stakes race. A Japanese horse, and I'm going to mispronounce it, Komobino Amodi. He's got an impressive resume when you pull up this horse and look at the tracks he's running and the race he's running and the competition and the caliber. His sires is California Chrome. Like, he comes out of a really good barn. So you throw in a Japanese horse into the mix, and the Bosselman looks like it's going to be pretty competitive and pretty financially lucrative if you can loop in your exotics the right way. So we'll talk with Jim tomorrow morning at 7:30 to get more specifics, but the draw has been made for the Bosselmans to be race 9 on the Saturday card.
All right, so that's what's going on with the ponies. Let's talk a little volleyball. Husker games coming up this weekend. Football, a little football scrimmage. You're going to have a volleyball scrimmage against Kansas. I think the soccer team is also going to be hosting an event this week as well. I've got this somewhere in my morning notes here. So we're going to have a football scrimmage. Soccer is going to be playing Wyoming in a exhibition match at 4:30. Volleyball is playing Kansas in an exhibition match at 7 on Saturday. Anyway, we caught up with Danny Busboom Kelly, the new head coach for the Nebraska volleyball team, and she says that the team has adjusted well to her coaching.
I feel like it's been a great transition and pretty smooth, and everybody's been excited and open, and again, it wasn't reinventing the wheel here and doing a bunch of different things. You know, a lot of what I believe in comes from what John was doing. It was just tweaking it a little bit and making it a little bit more my own. So the team's been adapting great, and even, you know, our not so clean days, I would say, have been really high energy and great communication, and that's what you want.
And Danny says that she's excited for Saturday's exhibition.
I'm pretty fired up, and this wasn't on the schedule or planned to have a spring game in Devaney, but it was really important for me to get one under my belt with this team and this staff, and against an opponent that is also in a new era. I think adds another excitement piece to it with a new coach and, you know, a young coach who's got a great reputation, and so I think it's going to be a lot of energy on both sides, and I'm really excited for it. And again, just the practice of the prep and the game day is all going to be great for everybody.
Doesn't this feel weird talking Nebraska volleyball without John Cook? It's now Danny Busboom Kelly, and she says John is still hanging around. She still communicates with the former man.
We talk quite a bit, not daily, but you know, he's around. So we, as much as we need to, I would say we talk every couple days, and he watches a little bit of practice now and again. I'll see him up in the offices looking down, so he'll give a little bit of feedback, but it's been good. It's been a really good balance of being, you know, somebody that's there when you need them without somebody that's looking over your shoulder you feel like is watching every move.
And Nebraska's official spring game is going to be on May 3rd. That's going to be played in Ord, where tickets went on sale on April 12th, and they sold out in just minutes.
Being away from Nebraska for 8 years, you know, you forget a little bit how big of a deal volleyball is here. And then when things like that happen, it's a quick reminder how amazing it is across the state and how much it means to everybody. So besides the fact it's on Derby Day, I'm excited to go out to Ord, and I think they're going to be really impressed with this team. And also this team is just so amazing at what they can bring to just fans in general. They're great people, and they really enjoy interacting with fans, and I think Ord's going to be a great time.
So that's Danny Bus Boom Kelly as she gets ready for a couple of big games as she makes her coaching debut for the Huskers. Again, an exhibition match on Saturday during the Husker games. Again, the volleyball match is going to be at 7 against Kansas at the Devaney Center. And then Nebraska's official spring game will be the following Saturday in Ord. Isn't that weird? Talking with Danny Busboom Kelly and Nebraska volleyball. It hasn't set in yet for me.
Sure. No, I think that, again, the way that they did the transition and executed that game plan and brought in a coach who is going to continue that winning pedigree from the program standpoint, like I'm totally okay with hearing from it, and it's different hearing from her for like just the second time since her introduction, and now we're kind of starting to talk about strategy and her plans for the spring and how she tries to kind of plan to use this exhibition day and then the matchup over in Ord. But no, it'll sink in as the season progresses, I think. And again, there's enough influence from John Cook, and you can hear it a little bit with the kind of the way she talks about this program. So no, I think it was time for John to step away, and he's going to enjoy his life in the sunset, so to speak. But he's also going to have a big part of the program, and we're going to be able to hear from John on the Big Ten Network anyway as an analyst. So yeah.
All right, Husker games coming up on Saturday. I know a lot of folks heading to Lincoln. That's traditionally the football red-white spring game. Not going to have that this year. We've got Husker games 8 until noon on Saturday. You get the Osborne Legacy Complex tours. There's going to be food trucks there. There's going to have a surplus of Husker equipment that they're going to be selling in the Hawks Championship Center. So if you're looking for some Husker merchandise, it'll be available between 9 and 1 p.m. on this Saturday. Memorial Stadium is going to open up at 12:30. They're going to have a women's flag football. Midland will play the UNL All-Star team. That's going to be at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. The Nebraska football scrimmage will be at 2, along with the Husker games, like the Pro Bowl type atmosphere. Nebraska soccer will be at 4:30 over at the Hibner Stadium. Nebraska volleyball versus Kansas will be at 7 at the Devaney Center. So that's a quick rundown. I know lots of folks are heading to Lincoln this weekend, but things get underway at 8 o'clock in the morning and it'll run most of the day and into the evening. So a full gamut of activity in Lincoln. That's something new this year, the Husker games.
There you go. And opportunity for some Husker merch too. I need to update my Husker den, so to speak. I think the last Husker item I acquired was back from the Bo Pelini era, so mine could use a little refreshing. We've got a lot of 94 and 95 stuff around here, some 97 too, and then this football signed by the entire 2009 team and coaching staff. That's about it. And so, yeah, it's in dire need for an upgrade. So if anyone happens to pick up a few extra Husker items and wants to donate some to the Western Studios here for some decor, you can stop looking at that Missouri pennant that everyone gives me crap about each morning on the show. I'd be delighted to throw some updated, fresh Husker stuff up there.
All right, way to wind your way into that. God.
I'm so good at that kind of stuff.
And why do you have that Missouri pennant behind you?
Because I like Missouri.
God, at least I got something Husker up in my office.
There's plenty of Husker. It's just on the other side. You can't quite see it.
I think I'd be
the
moving
Husker
some
wall
things.
is the entire other side.
Yeah, move some things around so at least we can look at that.
It was a pain in my ass just to get this stuff up. I'm not moving it. Like it's there.
At least you can see a little bit of Husker stuff in my office, along with the other crap that's on my wall. I still got to do some cleaning in this office someday.
We keep saying that.
I know. I just keep putting it off. I look at it every morning and say, God, I got to do something. Well, I kind of share this office with my dog. No, my dog's got her quarters are in here, too.
Right.
She got this big old cage that she lays in and she's, there's this crap all over this.
Roger's
office.
like, you're in my house, dude.
Yeah. Why are you talking in my office? So
you in the doghouse too, huh?
Yeah, I can get in there real easily. Anyway, 7:53, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Five minutes till 8 o'clock. We'll start off in the city of Hastings, where residential properties located within eligible Hastings redevelopment areas can now utilize micro-TIF to help cover the cost of renovations. Members of the City Council approved the resolution to establish the expedited review of redevelopment plans for small projects in Hastings at their April 14th City Council meeting. The micro-TIF program will begin on June 1st and be limited to 15 applications per calendar year to prevent staff from being overwhelmed with new work. Micro-TIF, a financial tool that collects the difference between the property taxes paid before and after the micro-TIF project and returns said money to the applicant to help offset costs for the project. Meanwhile, a fatal motorcycle accident Tuesday in Grand Island as a northbound motorcycle lost control west of the intersection at North Road and Stolly Park Road, leading to the death of 21-year-old Jose Mendoza of GI. The incident happening just around 6:45 on Tuesday night. Mendoza lost control on the curve and crossed the road and crashed into a power pole. The Grand Island Police Department Accident Reconstruction Team continues to investigate the incident. The Buffalo County Sheriff's Office has requested assistance to investigate the death of an adult male inmate at the Buffalo County Jail. The incident happening on Tuesday afternoon, where the inmate was found unresponsive at his cell and transported to CHI Good Samaritan Hospital, where he was subsequently pronounced deceased. The inmate was identified as 38-year-old Jet Henderson of Kearney, who was being held in custody on 6 charges of terroristic threats. And at the state capitol, mobile sports betting will likely be on hold for at least 2025 as lawmakers fell one vote short of the nods needed to overcome a legislative filibuster. Nebraska lawmakers debated a proposed constitutional amendment that would have let voters decide in 2026 whether to legalize mobile sports betting. And while sports bets are currently allowed in person at casinos, the amendment would have permitted betting via mobile devices, similar to laws in quite literally 30 other states. Supporters argue that the state is missing out on a truckload of tax revenue as Nebraskans are forced to bet mobily in Iowa or through illegal sites, arguing that regulating mobile betting could help address future budget deficits and give the legislature control over how it's implemented. Opponents, however, continued to raise the same old concerns about social and financial impacts of gambling addiction. And after 3 hours of lengthy, exhausting debate, the resolution was one vote short of breaking the filibuster and will likely not return this session, but could be revisited before the 2026 election. We'll wait and see. 3 minutes until 8 o'clock. Let's head back over to the East Side Studios. Mike, give us a quick cap on sports.
Well, the Hastings High boys soccer team lost to Bennington 4-3 last night. Championship game of the Eastern Midlands Conference Tournament at Lloyd Wilson Field. First loss of the season for the Tigers. Hastings now 11-1. Hastings High girls beat Waverly 1-0 in the consolation game. The Tigers are now 4-8. Both teams will play at Northwest on Friday. Adams Central baseball team in action today. They're in a triangular with North Platte and Maxwell on the road. High school baseball yesterday, Kearney beat Lincoln Southeast 5-4, and Grand Island defeated Lincoln Pius 5-0. Nebraska pitcher Luke Broderick has been named to the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association Stopper of the Year mid-season watch list. He enters this weekend series at Maryland, tied for 6th in the nation, and is one of 13 closers in the nation with at least 9 saves on the season. He's 2-1 with 9 saves, 27 strikeouts in 19 1/3 innings pitched in 17 appearances this season. That's a check on your sports headlines at 7:58.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
We're starting off this Thursday morning with a few area rain showers, and those rain chances will continue not only through today, but tonight as well. Even some rumbles of thunder. The bad thing is even though we have rain chances really all the way through the rest of the week and the weekend, it looks like it's going to be hit or miss. Today we'll have a high of 66 overnight tonight. A few rumbles of thunder. 43 is the overnight low. 61 on Friday. Then as we head into the weekend, we'll stay in the 60s and 70s.
As you wake up, get going this morning, east winds at 6, cloudy skies. It's 56 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Cam Raceway brings the action every Friday night with high-speed thrills and dirt-flying excitement for the whole family. From A-class and non-wing warriors to junior sprints, junior cage karts, and flat karts, there's something for every race fan to cheer for. Grandstands open at 7. Ages 13 and up are just $10, and kids 12 and under get in free. Want to be part of the action? Pit passes are just $20, with gates opening at 5:30. And mark your calendars. Saturday, May 24th is the Deb Brunts Memorial Show, featuring $20,000 in total purse and some of the best racing you'll see all season. Cam Raceway, where the dirt flies and legends are made.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
All right, Mike Welch, Science Center of Bronick, with you on this Thursday morning as we're getting you out the door here today. Thanks to Russ Kindig of the Hastings American Legion baseball program for joining us today as they're getting ready for their annual fundraiser, their big steak dinner, which is coming up next Thursday at the Hastings City Auditorium. The event gets underway at 5:30. You can buy tickets in advance if you want to. Stop in at the 5 Points Bank location on the South Burlington or out north. You can buy advance tickets there, or you can just pick up tickets at the door, same price. So if you want to just pay for them at the door, that's great, and we'll see you at that event next Thursday. So thanks to Russ for joining us. We also heard from Danny Busboom Kelly, the new head coach for the Nebraska volleyball team, as they get ready to play an exhibition match against Kansas this week during the Husker games in Lincoln. Tomorrow we're going to have Jim Sliker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network. He'll join us. I'm sure we're going to be talking a lot about the Bosselman Stakes that'll be coming up on Saturday up at Fodder Park. So
also going to be talking about the backstory behind why you need a Taylor Swift poster in your office. He made a mention you need a T-Swift poster in your office. I don't know if that's for him to look at or for the Chiefs and Travis Kelce, or maybe you're a T-Swift fan and you didn't tell me.
I don't have a Taylor Swift poster in my office.
You were talking about decorating. He said you need to get one.
Oh, I need to get one.
Needs to get one.
I could do that. I could do that and hang it behind me. So
I think
when
that's
people,
what he's asking you to, yeah.
Yeah, when people watch us on, he's on to something.
Jesus.
Well, that's okay. He's on to something.
Just give something other to look at than alternative viewing.
Well, I'm looking at my background right now.
Yeah?
Yeah, I could see where I could fit in a...
Sweet Lord.
Oh, wait for that. Wait till somebody gets me that. Yeah, you're going to decorate your office the way you want your office to look. I'm going to decorate my office the way I want it to look.
Who's throwing like a poster of T-Swift like you're a 13-year-old fanboy?
I'll get Amber to get me one. My birthday's coming up.
Sweet Lord.
My birthday's coming up and Father's Day's coming up. She's looking for gift
all the
ideas.
Things in the world, all the things in the world that you could have, and you want for your birthday a Taylor Swift poster.
My birthday's coming up and Father's Day's coming up. She's looking for gift ideas.
I'll get you a 6-pack of garage beer. Amber will get you a T-Swift poster. You'll be set. Jesus.
I'll be set for the rest of the year. God.
Easy shopper.
Oh,
I like
God.
it.
Okay, well, thanks for giving me that idea. I was running out of ideas to give her. So, all right. Anything else that we need to bring up here before we get out of here?
If we're talking about Taylor Swift posters, we have hit all the bases today.
Yes, we have. Enjoy your 8:30 face-off time tonight with your Blues.
At least, I closed the bar tonight, so I'm not one of those that gets home and immediately winds down and goes to bed. So there's this wind down process, and so I'll at least be able to catch the Blues while I'm in wind down mode. But yeah, 8:30 puck drops. Get out of here with this stuff.
You probably won't see the end. Oh, maybe you will.
It'd be teetering on midnight.
Oh, you won't make that.
It'd be teetering on midnight.
You won't make that. Well, the score will still be the same tomorrow morning when you get up. So, with or without you, the Blues are going to play tonight. So.
Hell, if they were better without me. I'm about ready to stop watching them because they were better without me.
Well, they're down 2-0.
With or without you.
They're down 2-0, so they got to win tonight.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to have any hope of moving to the next round.
Yeah, thanks for the sense of urgency.
Yep. All right. Well, if you want to listen to this show again, listen to our interview with Russ or our Taylor Swift talk or anything that we talked about here today, you can go to our podcast section, listen to it, download it. A lot of people do that because they can't get up at 7